Morning guys, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is the first of 2 live streams again. Welcome back to the self-therapeutic multimedia project for me to solve the problems and challenges in my life, as well as a self-improvement process for me to reach the heights and ambitions that I have set for myself. Now, today's live stream is going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to be a huge rush. You've seen the title. There's actually be only one live stream today. I think I made a mistake. I said 2 when I first started. There's now going to be 2. And the reason for that is because I'm obviously going to run to work. And I mentioned in yesterday's live stream that actually what you see is what you get. Of course, every single stream. What do you see in the title? What do you see before us? We have here some gifts right here. This is for Christmas. And obviously there's all this kind of decoration that really does remind you of Christmas, but really what it's for is actually one of my colleagues who has really treated me like family is going to retire, and so I'm not going to see her anymore. And frankly, she has been much like family for me for the past 3 years or so, and has really helped me to cope, especially at the very beginning when I actually had nobody was coming into this. I had a lot of personal challenges and insecurities, and I am just really grateful for her having been a part of my life. Now that she's going to retire, today's kind of a last minute rush. You see it says 20 minutes. It says a bunch of other things too. I see it says crafts, family, because it's sort of a family related business. It has got to do with my coworker. Obviously, this is YR I'm speaking about. And obviously I'm making a gift that's sort of handmade from some, a lot of just improv. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a bunch of stuff that I picked up from the groceries, mixed in with some one tech item and some Christmas and retirement gifts. So I'm going to take the most important thing right here to have to cover. We're not going to do the introduction today. If you want to find the introduction, you can see on the previous live streams right here, #AHN_RHO. My previous live streams will have an introduction, but we are running short on time today. So the first and most important thing here, we have this organza gift bag, and what I'm supposed to do is actually tear off the clip if possible. It says Christmas, Noel, Navidad, and so what I'm going to do is there's a clamp right there on the table. I'm pointing right there, so I'm going to stick this phone over there and then pull it apart later on in this live stream. We also have 2 cards here, and what you can see is that both of them are for retirement, and I don't know if I can do this actually while I'm still holding the phone. No, I can't really do it while I'm holding the phone. But you can see on the inside, this is what it looks like. And so, wishing you happiness as you look forward to the wonderful years ahead of you. And of course, I'm going to write something on the other side. Now, I can't show the design, unfortunately, because it slipped inside. But that's something I can also do once I put the phone on the desk. Another thing we have, okay, so 2 retirement cards. I have to just pick one. And then we have the gift bag. Okay, that's fine. I should actually keep it away from there. That's kind of dirty. You can tell everything's a mess, as usual. There's too much fucking stuff to do. I had to pull out the tags also. So I pull out the tags, and this one is basically one of those Christmas tree ornaments. And it's an owl, and the reason why for this is because I actually want to tape a little tag to this saying father, because what happened is one of my colleagues, YR, she's going to be retiring precisely because not only has she come to the age group, she's over up to 65 years of age or so at least, and what's happened is that she would like to spend her time, the remaining time, taking care of her father, who is well into her 90s, and into his 90s, sorry, and so her 90s. But needless to say, this is something that I would like her to hang under the Christmas tree, just to remind her of the family that she has. On top of that, we actually have another one. That's not the only Christmas ornament. If I check inside this bag, and I should actually mention this right now, I have a few more other things that are related to business that I'm going to take to work, as well as health and research. So we'll get to that in a second. But the most important thing is, where is it? There's another ornament down here that says, I believe, Merry Christmas, something of the sort. And I'm really just digging my hand in here. This is really very, very shoddy, but I'm trying to... There we go, I see it. It's at the very bottom, and I'm pull it out to penguin. There we go. So happy holidays right here. Dollarama, very cheap if you're Canadian, Montreal startup. So Dollarama, very cheap, $1.50, that kind of stuff. I just ran to the dollar store, picked up some $1 gift card, 11222, maybe about $6-7 after tax, something like that. But I'm gonna bundle these 2 together. So one is for YR's father. The other one, the penguin, is actually for her daughter, and her daughter's actually just had a wedding a couple of days ago, and so it's really going to span 4 generations between YR, her father, her her daughter who just got married, and then of course eventually grandchildren. And so I'm going to write a little bit inside, a blurb inside the retirement card, and wish her the best for her family, all her generations, and say that, you know, the intention is to eventually be able to pass this on, you know, when the time comes, from her grandfather down to her grandkids. And that's the only way I can think of some sort of makeshift, highly improvised gift for a colleague of mine who's really treated me like her son in a lot of ways. And so that's great. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items right here. We have, I have to select one of these cards, and what I'm going to do obviously is going to pin these two together, put the tags on, like I said, one for her daughter, one for her grandfather, and for her father, sorry. And then I'm going to write her name on one of these, do some intricate engraving. That's something that I've actually done, had a lot of practice with, and I'll stick inside this bag here, which I take out the tags, which we'll get to in probably about 5 minutes or so. So that's all the gift items there. Let's move on to the side. What else in the title do you see? Grocery items. So, all right, I did not mention business stuff, so I'll cover that last. But inside here, what do we buy from groceries? We have some snack food items that are just rush, just a lot of rush. And these things happen to pick up at the same time that I was basically getting the gifts. So it's a lot about logistical coordination. That's all it was. I needed something to eat while I was at work, and I didn't have enough time. So I got these, like a trail mix. It's not the most healthy thing. You can see it's a bit high on sugar. Not that great, but at least it has fiber, so I can use the toilet properly. So it's all a rush, kept the adrenaline pumping. Some snacks, some things I want to try out. Yeah, some savory foods, some trail mix. Not the most healthy stuff, but you get the idea. You can see basically what I'm trying to do here is just show everything here so that I can start using it. We have 2 bags of trail mix I haven't tried, and 2 bags of these snacks I haven't tried. So these 2 bread snacks, one is pizza flavored, one is parsley and garlic. Reminds me of garlic bread. I love that kind of shit. And then all I'm just going to do is I can reuse these, especially because they say up top resealable bag. So it's just like this one right here on the very side. You see inside this is peanuts, but on the inside it's actually empty, and I have a bagel inside with some ham, some onions, and flax seeds, chia seeds. So basically I just reuse the packaging and I reseal it up, and then I take this to work. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to toss it inside here. I'm going to take it to work. So that's what eventually will happen to these receivable bags as well. I just use these as a, you know, I think you can tell I'm a very, again, I've mentioned this before, low income background, very broke, debt kind of stuff. Moving on and forwards, we have, you know, so we have about 4 of those snack food items. There are 2 of those are trail mix, 2 of those are breads. One of these is a cookie. And we also have a drink here, black raspberry. The most important thing is that it has no sugar. It's just sucralose. Now, that's not the most healthy thing to drink either, but I will bring a canister of 750 milliliters of water. So the last thing here that I have to bring is obvious. I have to show is that I purchased this today. At the same time that I purchased the gifts and the groceries was this electronic mouse pad. So what I'm going to do is say that, you know, maybe not today's live stream, but I'm going to pull this off and just recycle the stuff that needs to be recycled, throw away what needs to be put in the garbage, and I'll use the mouse pad because the one on the table is absolute shit right now. It's totally worn down from about 3 years worth of usage. Speaking of which, I should mention on the table right here, so I have the supplements. I mentioned that I had to yesterday throw away, replenish, not throw away, replenish some of the canisters of the nutritional supplements I'm using. So these are my own products. I use my own products, obviously, because I trust them. And so this is something called Help Plus, and it's empty now. So what I can do is I'll put it here as a sample. And then this one I'm going to take to work. So now we can get to the business aspect, as well as the research, cellular nutrition, molecular biology, all that kind of stuff if you're a STEM-related field. So like I said, I do work, you can see my previous live streams, yes, I do partnership with one of the businesses, one of the companies that works in cellular nutrition and scientific research development. And so I'm taking some of these supplements here, and one of my colleagues at work, aside from the one who's retiring today, I mentioned previous live stream, his father's having some issues with his knee and joint pain, recently developed, turns out. I'm not going to go into details because that's private. The long story short is that basically he's afraid to go outside and see a doctor or pediatrician, a rheumatologist, and so on and so forth because of COVID-19. And so the alternative right now so far is he feels much safer coming to me. And he's seen me take these things myself, and I have a lot of faith and trust in these kind of things because, again, I'm just an evidence-based STEM background. And so with that being said, I'm going to bring one or two of these there, and I have this little booklet here. Not a booklet. Fuck, everything's falling apart. It doesn't really matter. This is what happens, right? Life. All right, we have this little science. This is a clipboard from my university days. On the inside, I have a booklet. It's an introduction to the company, and I'm basically going to take this, and I said, you know, if you have some time, maybe about 15 minutes, we'll start just one session out of 2 or 3 sessions. I said I'll just talk to him and teach him a little bit about what it is that a company does. Just, well, teaching sounds like such a condescending thing. It's really just a discussion. I'm just really going to I think it's always important that you understand what it is you're taking or what you're getting into. Never rush into a decision, especially when it comes to your health. That's the number one sign of a scam, all right? Never trust a company or anybody who tries to urge you and rush you into anything, because all they're trying to do is make you make reckless decisions that don't consider the consequences of your choices. And so ultimately what I do is obviously an honest business, and I always try to inform him, listen, take as much time as you need, do your own research into the company, don't look at just the positives but also the negatives, and you have those negatives, so bring it to me and ask me those questions. I'm supposed to be able to answer them. If I can't, it means that the company I'm working for is obviously not legitimate, right? And so that's how honest business should be done. And so that being said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring that stuff over there to my workplace. Now there is one more thing I should cover, and this is gift related, and I forgot about this. This stuff here is paper from my workplace. So we have some. Now again, I mentioned I work in a manufacturing plant that makes protective equipment, so PPE. How relevant to COVID-19? That's not actually how it turned out at the beginning. I've always been working for this company for the past 4 years now. The thing is though, I don't have any stuffing paper, so what I intend to do, if I can, it's possible that I may just put all these little gifts, the cards and the trinkets inside this gift bag and give it to YR as is. But one of the potential things I may do is I actually might take one of these. Think of this gift bag right here. You see this? Christmas gift bags I received last year. Actually, I have more gift bags up here from if you are 如果你係唐人你會知道中秋節. So basically this is a moon festival Chinese mid-autumn festival bag. You know what mooncakes are? You know, White Lotus. You've seen them before from traditional Chinese culture heritage, and that's usually about in September. So I'm going to use one of those bags if I actually have to, and I'll stuff it with this paper that I have from workplace. Usually we stuff the products. So first, let's think of emergency kits, survival kits, first aid kits, you name it. Again, just in the healthcare kind of business, and paramedics, the things that paramedics might use. So what we would do is we stuff some of the paper here. This is very standard stuff, right? You just go, if you go to a warehouse, you find stuffing paper. That's what this is. I'll take that bag and I'll put the gifts inside. I'll, again, make it nice and tidy it up, and then I'll put the stuffing paper in so that at least it has some bulk to it. With that being said, that is, I think, everything that I can cover right now. I should mention there was a photograph, it says in the title. So here are some photographs. Last minute, I have 30 seconds left or so. So this is what I use. So you can see actually right here, that healthy mix right there. It says that's the name of the bag. I'm not saying that it's healthy, but that's what it says. And so basically I took some of that trail mix, I added it to my oatmeal in the morning, and that's basically what I ate for breakfast. And here's some me cooking up that. Cooking, by cooking I mean throwing 2 bagels with a slice of ham together and calling that cooking. So, and then putting it inside that package that I'm reusing, like I said, just being very ghetto and straight down to my roots. Again, domestic issues, financial health issues, disease issues, everything, relationship issues. That being said, rags to riches. This is how we go. This is how we do it. This is the Ahn Rho Project. Thank you for tuning in. Take home message: take care of yourself, your finances, and the people you care for. Make sure you become a strong, disciplined, responsible individual. Hope to see a better version of you as well as myself in the next live stream tomorrow morning. Let's move it. Ciao.